Hi, this is Parshuram. In this video, I am going to explain you about what is on-page optimization. So in the previous video, I have been explaining you about what are the different types of SEOs and what are the different techniques of SEOs. Okay, so to do an SEO, we have two techniques of SEOs. So one is on-page SEO and next one is off-page SEO. So in this video, I am going to cover you about what is on-page SEO and what are the factors which affects on-page SEO. Okay. So in the earlier videos of that on-page SEO of or different types of SEO, we have researched different number of keywords, right? So on-page SEO is about the keywords what we have researched now. So now let's understand what is on-page SEO, or we call it as on-page optimization also. So on-page optimization refers to all measures that can be taken directly within the website or in order to improve the keyword position in search ranking. Okay, so nothing but whatever the keyword we have researched in the earlier. Okay, we have 5 different types of keyword researches. Okay, as I've said you in the previous video, we can research the keywords in 5 different ways. So Google Keyword Planner, competitor keyword analysis, we can use a tool called Ubersuggest. We have Keyword Spy. Okay, we have Google Dropdowns, and we have search related keywords. We have different types of keywords where we have been seen in earlier sessions of the keyword research. So now whatever the keywords which we have been planned or which we have been researched, okay, so to get that ranking, okay, so we place those keywords in our website backend to improve our keyword position. So now SEO refers to nothing but here we are not bringing our website in the top position. So everyone thinks that we are bringing our website in the top position. It's wrong term, because we are not bringing a website in the top position. We are bringing the keyword in the top position. So whatever the keyword which we have been researched, so we are ranking for that particular keyword. So how to do those all the things? I mean, what are the factors which we have? So that is called as on-page optimization. Okay. So in simple term, on-page optimization refers to the placing of the keywords in the website backend, or how to place and where to place the keyword is called as on-page optimization. Okay, so now whatever the keywords which we have been researched, okay, so just you need to open your WordPress backend, and whatever the pages what we have been created, whatever the articles which you have been created, so placing of those keywords in the backend. Okay, so that is called as on-page optimization. So now to do on-page optimization, we have 11 factors. We have 11 factors to do on-page optimization. So the first one is title optimization, meta description, URL optimization, image optimization, alternate text tagging, header tags, internal and external links, redirections, canonicalization, permalinks, Google Webmaster Tools, and Google Analytics. So these we can cover briefly in as a separate modules, but we'll be covering all this 10 factors in this particular on-page optimization, because all these factors which gives the ranking, I mean which we optimizing our website by using this keyword research, by using these all the 10 factors, we will optimize our page or will optimize our website. Okay, so where we need to place this all the keywords, what we have been researched the keywords, so where to place those all the keywords is all about the factors to do on-page optimization. So now let's give a brief about what is title optimization, what is meta description, what is URL optimization. So I'll be briefing you individually how to optimize all this in single way. So now first is about the title optimization. So what is title optimization? So whatever the keywords what we have been researched, so we will be placing that particular keyword in the title. So for doing the title optimization, we have some rules and regulations. So as I said you that on-page optimization or off-page optimization or whatever the SEO what we are doing, so we follow some rules and regulations to do on-page optimization and off-page optimization. So if you are following all those rules and regulations only, we do a white hat SEO. Okay, so we do white hat SEO, and with the support of tools, we go with gray hat SEO. So what is this white hat SEO? We have some rules and regulations. So what all those are? Title optimization. So length of the title should be in between 55 to 80 characters. Okay, so whatever the title what we are writing, it should be in the length of 55 to 80 characters. Okay, and the focus keyword or the focus key phrase we call a focus keyword or focus key phrase. Focus key phrase is nothing but it's a long tail keyword. Whatever the keywords what we are searching is about the long tail keyword, so we call it as focus keyword or focus key phrase. That should be present in the title. Okay, so these are the two important optimization in the title optimization we need to look when you are doing a title optimization. Okay, so the length of the title should be 55 to 80 characters, and focus key phrase or the focus keyword should be in the present in the title. So that means whatever the keyword what we have been researched, okay, that should be definitely in the title. And as I've said you that we are designing a WordPress website. So in the WordPress website directly it will be title optimization will be we can optimize in according to way. But if it is in HTML related website or if it is in coding related website, so we need to have some knowledge of basic HTML. In the starting of the module I has been explained you about the basics of HTML. So how to utilize those all is about the HTML syntax. I'm explaining you all the things once again. So for the title optimization, the title will be of 55 to 80 characters. So this is a HTML syntax where we need to be utilized in title optimization if it is HTML related website or coding related website. Next one is meta description. So meta description is nothing but length of the meta description should be in between 155 to 180 characters. Okay, so the length of the meta description should be in between 155 to 180 characters, and focus keyword or the focus key phrase should be present in the meta description. And meta description, it is nothing but short summary of your content. So the length of the meta description should be in between 155 to 180 characters. Whatever the let's say you have been taken 1000 words of the content or 2000 words of the content, so that all the content you need to have in a summary way. Like for example, if any new movie is going to be released, so definitely a teaser and a trailer will be released, right? So with that trailer and teaser, okay, so we can able to understand, okay, this movie is going to be in that way, or this movie is into dramatic way or entertainment way, or it is like a horror movie. We can know by using that teaser and trailer. Okay, so this meta description is again it's a short summary of your content. Okay, so that length of the meta description should be in between 155 to 180 characters, and in that meta description definitely the focus keyword should be placed in that meta description. Okay, that is nothing but short summary of your content. Okay, and the HTML syntax is meta name equal to description and content equal to 155 to 180 characters. It is not words, it is just characters. So we need to have 155 to 180 characters is a optimal meta description length. Okay, so this is one rules and regulation in meta description. And next one is URL optimization. So this is most important because whenever you are creating a page or the article, definitely it could be anything. We can the URL is automatically will be available when you write when you publish the article or when you publish your page. So URL will be automatically it will be uploaded. I mean it will be optimized. Okay, so now what to do that URL optimization is the length of the URL can be maximum up to 2056 characters. Okay, so the length of the character, the length, it should be in this characters, or that should be the length of the URL should be in this in between. I mean, the maximum length, it should be 2056 characters. You cannot exceed more than 2056 characters. And the focus keyword or the focus key phrase should be present in the URL. So whatever the keyword, whatever the title you are writing, whatever the meta description you are writing, so the common thing is that we need to place our keyword. Okay, in the URL optimization also, you need to optimize the particular keyword. The URL should, in the URL also, the keyword should be present in the URL optimization. And one more thing is that in WordPress related website, website title, when you are writing a title, it automatically takes as a URL. So this is about the URL optimization. And next one is about image optimization and alternate text tagging. So this is most important because, for example, when you are surfing an internet, or when you are browsing an internet, if suddenly the internet has been stopped, okay, the content will be uploaded, but the image what you are seeing, so that image will be not appeared. Instead of image, you will be seeing the one title, okay, or a question mark, and the right side you will be seeing a title. So that is nothing but alternate text tagging. So image optimization, again, for the image also we need to optimize. Okay, how to optimize is about this thing. Both in image and alternate text tagging, focus keyword or the focus key phrase should be present. Okay, and this is the HTML syntax. Image src equal to path. So here the path is nothing but from where you have been taken that particular image. Okay, so that is called as path. Alternate alt equal to keyword. So the keyword is nothing but whatever the keyword which we have been researched. So that particular thing is called as keyword, and height it could be 100 into 100, or it is based on your website. It is not only 100 into 100. It is based on your website. Okay. So this is about the image optimization and alternate text tagging. Next one is most important, is about header tags. So there are 6 types of header tags. So H1 to H6. So this is the HTML syntax. H1 header tag, H2, H3. This is the syntax for the HTML syntax. Okay, in WordPress websites, we can find that H1 to H6 automatically by using some of the paragraph. I mean like a drop down you will be getting. So by using that, we can directly you can know about this H1 to H6. But if it is HTML related or any coding related, so these are the syntaxes. And most important thing is that in H1 should be at least one time. Okay, and H2 it can be up to 2 times, and it is not mandatory it should be 2 times, but again it depends upon the content what you are uploading. Okay, if the content is more, you can go till maximum 2 times, or if the content is less, it is not necessary to go with the 2 times. Okay, it is again based on your content. If the content is high, you can go with the 2 times. And H3 to H6 we can take n number of times. Again, it is based on your content. If the content is huge and large, you can take this H3 to H6. Simply, these header tags are nothing but called as subheadings. Okay, so I'll be given an example. It could be a very joke kind of thing. See, when we are studying in 10th standard, we used to have a social subject, right? So in social subject, we'll be having a history, right? In history, we'll be seeing that there are 3 pages of answer also. So directly we cannot buttify that answer. Okay, so instead of buttifying that answer, simply remembering the subheadings. Okay, so that makes an answer very understandable, and we can write our own language. So that means if you can understand the particular subheadings, so you can write the content according to your wish. And the reader who is reading your article, or the reader who is reading about your information about your website also, if the content is without having any breaks, if the content is directly in a paragraph, so no other information or the visitor who is visiting your website it does not stay on your website for longer time. Okay, so to attract those kind of visitors who visited your website also, we need to be very clear that we need to give as a paragraph related as in the sentences way, like giving a subheadings for each para. Okay, so that is one of the best way to write a content. Okay, and note, in WordPress related website, the title what you are writing itself takes as a h1 tag. Okay, next one is about internal and external links. So what is internal link and what is external link is most important. So internal link is nothing but the links which are given within our website is called internal links. Okay, so external links, the links which are given with external source of the website is called external links. Okay, so this is the syntax: ahref equal to URL and link text. So link text is nothing but whatever the URL what you want to give. For example, ahref equal to www.srdmacademy.com, and here SRDM Academy will be not visible. Instead of that, you will be seeing that visit website. So now the particular person who is clicking on this particular visit website, that particular person goes to the this path, whatever the website what we have given. So he goes to that particular path what we have been mentioned. Okay, so again, what is internal link is the links which are given within our website. That means, let's say you have been published one of the article in your website past 1 year back. Okay, so for that particular website or for that particular article, you does not get more traffic or more visitors. Okay, so you does not get more visitors to that particular old article. But now how to get old articles also to get more traffic is a question mark. Instead of that question mark, we can give a link in updated article. Let's say you are publishing an article today, and if that article, today's article, is something which is related to the previous article what you have been published 1 year back, if it is relevant, so we can give that internal link. Okay, so that is about the internal link. And next one is about the external links, the links which are given external source of the website. So that means that link is not our website, that is external source of the website. It could be any website apart from our website. Let's say that information about that information, it's not there in your website, so then you can give external website. Okay, so that is called external links. So this is about the optimization about the internal links and the external links. Next one is most crucial important is redirections. Okay, so what is redirection? Before understanding about the redirection concept, let's understand why we need to go with redirection. Okay, so when you're traveling one way, okay, so if suddenly you have missed your way, so what you do, you take a U-turn and just come to the original path, right? So why you will be taking the U-turn? Because you have done some mistake, so you have reached maximum distance. So to avoid that distance, you have been taken you have gone through the wrong direction, so you have been gone through the U-turn and you have been in the right way. Okay, for that correction we are taking that due to that wrong direction we have been taken a U-turn. Again, this redirection is also is the same. Okay, so redirection, why we are going, if we are finding some errors in your website, if you have some errors in the website, then only we go with the redirection. Okay, so what are those errors? Okay, so there are two types of errors: website errors and the server errors. So what is server errors and what is website errors? Let's look it up. So server errors, the errors which are occurred from the server side is called server errors. Okay, so the errors like server is slow or host not found, you can find when your any results is released, you will be saying, maximum number of people you will be saying that, okay, my server is down, my server is down. Okay, So those all the errors are occurred only because of the server errors. So in the, if you can remember, I've been mentioned you about the hosting and different types of hostings. Okay, so we have three different types of hostings: shared hosting, dedicated hosting, and VPS hosting. Okay, so when you have been reached maximum limit, so the speed of the website will be not high. Okay, so that time you will be getting these all the server errors. Okay, you can now, so why the server is most important, whatever the plan what we have been taken in the hosting, if it is not having a maximum space and everything, so these kind of errors will be occurred. Okay, so errors like server is slow, host not found, server is down, so these all kind of errors are called as server errors. And the errors, like you can see here, 500 is server error, or 505 server errors. If you can find this kind of when you are surfing an internet, if you find these kind of errors, those are server errors. Okay, so and these server errors cannot be solved by us, so it can be solved by only the server admin people. That means wherever you bought the server or wherever you bought the hosting, so those people can only solve these errors. Okay, so such kind of errors can be solved only by the server people only, so that is called as server errors. So next one is about the website errors. So the errors which are occurred from the website is called as website errors. So commonly these website errors are occurred only because of our because of us only. Okay, so why we do is that what kind of errors we can find. You can see here the errors like page not found, or broken URL, or database error. Okay, if you find these kind of errors, so definitely those kind of errors are called as website errors. And these website errors are done by the admin people only. Admin people is nothing, web developers only. If you find these kind of errors, these kind of errors can be solved. Okay, so errors from 400 to 404. Okay, when you find these kind of errors, so these kind of errors are website based errors. Okay, now these website errors can be solved. That particular solution is nothing but called as a redirection. Okay, so now let's understand redirection. Now we have a website error found in our website. To correct that particular website, we use redirections. Okay, so now whenever when you are opening any website or any information related website you are opening, if suddenly if you find 404 page error multiple times, that particular visitor does not comes to that particular website, and he does not ask his friends or to or any friend, he will be not supporting, or he does not okay, he says that this particular website is not good, so he does not give a good feedback to that particular friends or information. He will be giving a negative feedback on that particular website. In order to avoid those kind of negative feedbacks, we use redirections. Now these redirections are of two types. So 301 redirection and 302 redirection. So 301 redirection is a permanent redirection, and 302 redirection is a temporary redirection. So what is this permanent redirection and temporary redirection is, when you are changing your hosting plan from one hosting to another hosting, all the files you need to transfer from one hosting to another hostings. Okay, so definitely you does not go with the permanent redirection. We go with the temporary redirection until unless you have dumped all the files in the next server. If that particular hosting or if that particular website is perfectly is live, then only we go with the permanent redirection. Okay, so now to avoid these all kind of errors, okay, we have like a redirection, we have a plugin we can use in a WordPress website. So what is that plugin is 404 redirect to homepage. Whatever the page what you have found 404 errors, that can be redirected to the homepage or any specific page what you want to redirect. Okay, so this is about the redirections. Next one is canonicalization. So canonicalization is nothing but to avoid the duplication in your website. Let's say you have a website called xyz.com. As I said you that I have a website called tollywoodbubbles.com. Okay, so now my domain is tollywoodbubbles.com. Okay, and if I go with www.tollywoodbubbles.com, so now you say me whether tollywoodbubbles.com and www.tollywoodbubbles.com is a single website or double website. So definitely it is a single website, we know that, but the crawlers or the indexing spiders who index our website, those particular robots cannot understand it is a single website. To avoid those kind of duplication in our website, we go with this single any person who is visiting our website either to www.tollywoodbubbles.com or directly to tollywoodbubbles.com, he directs to only single domain page only. Okay, so to avoid those kind of duplication, we go with the canonicalization. And permalinks, it is nothing but it's a path for inner pages to identify that particular user. So this page URL is this one, or this page you need to go to this particular website by using this particular path. Okay, to show that particular URL path, we go with this permalinks. Okay, so these are the 10 major important factors we need to go every time in your on page optimization for each and every article or for each and every page what your optimization. It could be a business related website or it could be any information related website. Okay, so these 10 factors you need to be you need to optimize in each and everything. Okay, so let's in the next session we're going to understand what are meta tags, what is URL optimization in a practical way. Let's understand in brief about all these 10 factors. Thank you.